Hello, 219 Tiger here, and today we're going to be talking about why is it so hard to talk to our parents about depression. Somebody had left in my comments asking me to make a video about this, and I thought it was a good idea. Me personally, I've always had a hard time talking to my parents about my depression. And the reason why is a lot of it is because they've never dealt with it, so they kind of don't understand. Sometimes it's hard to explain to people what you're feeling, especially when you don't understand what you're feeling yourself, because there's some times where, like, I get feelings that I cannot explain to people. There's some days I am depressed and I don't know why. Like, I can be sad and I don't know why I'm sad. And then there's other times where there's stuff that triggers it, and stress and anxiety and stuff like that. Me personally, I didn't tell my parents I was battling depression. I didn't tell my parents that I was depressed in the beginning because I knew they wouldn't understand. And at that time, I didn't understand it myself. You know, I honestly went with the stigma back when I was younger that I was crazy. Because of course, you know, there's that little key word, stigma. And with that stigma attached to it, it makes it hard. And I think that's another reason why it's hard to talk to your parents, because no parent wants to admit they have a child that has depression. Because of that stigma that is attached to it, sadly. I'm not saying it's for that's all parents. But there's some parents that, there's nothing wrong with you, you'll get over it. It's just teenage hormones, it's just, get over it, And I think that's why sometimes it's kind of really hard to talk to our parents about it. And I mean, there's some things where it is hard to talk to people, sadly. And me, like, it's not just my parents. There's certain friends that I cannot, talk about my depression to, because they don't understand it. They this kind of like don't get it. So that's why it's kind of hard to explain. I don't talk to my parents now about my depression. They understand it a little bit, but a lot of it is protection. Because, like with my suicide attempts and stuff like that, my parents don't know what that in details. Because I was away from my parents when I tried to commit suicide, and they didn't get that detail of why, and they don't need to know that detail. And that's more of a protection thing. And that's why I don't discuss it with them. I don't discuss any of my depression with them. And is that a good thing? I don't know. And I'm not saying that you should never discuss your depression with your parents. I think the reason why a lot of us are afraid to, is we're afraid of how our parents are going to react to it. Whether or not they're going to be angry with us, whether or not they're going to even completely understand, whether or not you're going to get that stigma that's attached to, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, it's just your hormones, or get over it, or you choose to be miserable, or And again, I'm not saying all parents are like this. I mean, there are some pretty amazing parents out there, but for a lot of us, our parents don't take it very well. And I think with my mom, it's more or less, let's not discuss it. And again, it comes down to why we need to talk more about depression. Because I still to this day don't understand why talking about depression is always kind of swept under the rug of, oh, well, let's just not discuss it. It is something that is needed 100% more to be discussed. Um, my best friend Asia, for instance, okay, she's bipolar, she's got depression. I've talked to her about it. She was actually there during one of my breakdowns, believe it or not, and she was there for my breakdown. And she's the one person I'm able to discuss my depression with, along with my friend Meredith, who I love and adore, and a few other sunflowers, including Emily and Anna. And I think, again, for me personally, I think finding that person to talk to who understands is a good thing. Because that way you feel less alone. And that was another reason why I kind of created this channel, is because I know how it is to have people that don't understand and would rather go with the stigmas of it rather than listening to what's being said. And again, sometimes with certain people's depression, everybody's different. Sometimes, like with me, I don't know. I mean, like, there's times where I can get anxiety and things can be going completely good, and I don't understand why I'm getting anxiety. Why am I having a panic attack when everything is going good? Or why I feel the way I feel some days. There are some days where I feel completely, utterly alone. Even though I'm not, I still feel alone. That's why, understanding and stigma with it is, I think, and the fear of how our parents are going to react, I think, is what makes it so hard for us to talk to our parents. I think sometimes, it is hard when you don't understand what you're feeling yourself to go and talk to somebody else about it. When you don't understand yourself, you're trying to process it, and you're trying to figure, if you don't know why you feel the way you feel today, or why yesterday you were so happy and things were going good, and today you feel like absolute shit. So I think that's why it's hard for us to talk to our parents. Now, do I think you should talk to your parents? Yeah. But if you feel like your parents aren't going to understand, please find somebody that does understand, that doesn't go along with the stigma. Find somebody that you can talk to. Because you are alone. You are not crazy. You are not alone. And it doesn't make you a bad person. So, because trust me, I used to feel like I was the only one until I met quite a few of you sunflowers and a few other people, which is beautiful. I mean, I don't feel alone, and I don't feel like, wow, I'm the only one, because you're not. Okay? There are a lot more people with depression than we know. And a lot of it is people are afraid to talk about it. They don't want to get ridiculed over it because of all the stigma, which I hate. I hate stigma. The stigma that goes along with mental illness, that all people with mental illness are crazy. No, they're not. And that all people that that commit suicide want to die. That's not true. Sorry to say that, but it's not true. And it's not to get attention. A lot, some people call it a cry for help. And that's probably what it is. A cry for help. Or they just want the pain to go away. So please find somebody that you can talk to. And know that you are not alone. And know that you are loved. It's taken me a long time to realize that. And I want you to know that I'm here for you. I love you. I care. And I'll try to help you as much as I possibly can. But with this, until next video, I love you guys. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe, like, share. But until next video, I love you guys. Stay strong, stay lucid, and always remember love is louder. And I'll see you next video. Mwah!